Many autistic children find it hard to go to sleep. Their brains can be like a busy train station, with lots of thoughts and feelings coming and going all at once. It is difficult to make the station quiet down for the night. The world can feel very loud and bright to them. A small sound that most people don't notice can sound like a big alarm clock. A little bit of light from under the door can feel like a bright spotlight. This is because their senses are often much more sensitive. It is not that they don't want to sleep. It is that their bodies and minds find it very hard to switch off and relax. This sensitivity makes bedtime a real challenge. Think about all the little things that happen at night. The hum of the refrigerator, the sound of a car passing outside, the feeling of the tag on their pajamas. For an autistic child, each of these small things can be a big distraction. They might feel anxious or overwhelmed. Their minds might race, thinking about something that happened during the day or worrying about tomorrow. This makes it very hard to feel the calm, heavy feeling that comes before sleep. They need extra help to block out the world and feel safe enough to rest. Sometimes the problem is also about understanding body signals. A child might not recognize the feeling of being tired. Instead of feeling sleepy, they might feel restless or hyperactive. This can be confusing for parents. They see a child who is full of energy, but really the child is overtired and doesn't know how to wind down. It's like a car engine that is stuck in high gear and can't shift down to slow down. Their internal clock, the one that tells us when to be awake and when to be asleep, might not work in the same way as other people's. So when we talk about helping autistic children sleep, we are not just talking about being quiet. We are talking about creating a whole world that feels safe, predictable, and gentle. We need to think about what they see, what they hear, and what they feel. We need to build a bridge from the busy, active day to the quiet, restful night. This bridge is made of soft lights, gentle sounds, and a routine that they can count on. It is about understanding their unique sensory world and helping them navigate it, especially at bedtime, one of the most vulnerable times of the day. I think in pictures. I do not think in words. When someone talks to me, their words turn into a movie in my head. This is true for many autistic people. Our brains process information visually. This is a very important thing to understand when we think about sleep. If a child's mind is full of bright, fast-moving pictures from a video game or a busy day at school, it is very hard for them to calm down. Those pictures keep playing over and over again. It is like trying to sleep while a movie projector is aimed right at your face. It is too much stimulation. Because we think in pictures, the things we see right before bed matter a lot. A scary scene from a cartoon or a confusing social situation from the playground can create very powerful and sometimes stressful images. These images can get stuck in our minds. They can cause anxiety and make it impossible to feel relaxed. The brain keeps trying to solve the puzzle or understand the scary picture. It is a very active process, not a restful one. This is why a calm and simple visual environment before sleep is so helpful. We need to replace the busy, complicated pictures with simple, peaceful ones. This visual way of thinking also means that we are very good at noticing details. A small change in the bedroom, like a toy that is out of place, can be very distracting. The brain sees the wrong picture and wants to fix it. This focus on detail can make it hard to see the bigger picture, which is that it is time to rest. The mind gets caught on the small thing that is not right. This is why a consistent and uncluttered bedroom is so important. It creates a familiar and correct picture in the child's mind, one that says, everything is in its place, and now it is time for sleep. Understanding this visual thinking helps us create better bedtime routines. Instead of just telling a child to go to sleep, we can show them what sleep looks like. We can use visuals like a picture schedule of the bedtime steps, brushing teeth, putting on pajamas, reading a book, and then closing our eyes. We can use soft, slow-moving videos of nature or simple shapes. These things give the brain a calm picture to focus on. It gives the mind a simple, soothing movie to watch, instead of the fast, complicated one from the day. It helps the brain change channels from active to restful. Music can be a powerful tool for the autistic mind. Just like a steady rhythm can help organize movements, a steady, simple melody can help organize thoughts. When the brain is busy and chaotic, music can act like a gentle guide. It provides a predictable pattern for the mind to follow. Instead of jumping from one anxious thought to another, the brain can latch onto the soft, repeating notes of a lullaby. This is not about listening to complex songs with words and changing beats. It is about surrounding the mind with a sound that is as smooth and simple as a calm river. The right kind of music can directly affect the body. Slow, gentle music with a low frequency can help slow down a child's heart rate. It can help them breathe more deeply and slowly. This sends a message to the entire nervous system that it is time to relax. For a child whose senses are often on high alert, this is a very important signal. The music creates a kind of sound blanket, wrapping them in a feeling of safety and calm. It can also help to mask other sudden, startling noises from the house or outside, which can be a major source of anxiety at bedtime. Think of the music as a form of non-verbal communication. It says, "You are safe. It is time to rest. Everything is okay." For children who may struggle with understanding spoken words, especially when they are tired or overwhelmed, this is a language they can understand. The music does not ask them to do anything or process complex information. It simply offers a consistent, soothing presence. This consistency is key. Hearing the same gentle music every night becomes a powerful cue for sleep, signaling to both the brain and the body that the transition to rest is beginning. It is important to choose music that is very simple and repetitive. Songs with no words are often best. The goal is to provide a sound that can fade into the background. It should not be interesting enough to keep the brain engaged and actively listening. Think of sounds like soft piano melodies, ambient synthesizer pads, or even simple white noise. These sounds fill the space without demanding attention. They are predictable and unchanging, which creates a deep sense of security. This predictable soundscape helps the brain let go of the day's worries and drift gently into sleep. An autistic child's bedroom should be a sanctuary. It should be a safe nest where they feel completely protected from the overwhelming sensory world outside. This means thinking carefully about every detail. The walls should be a calm, neutral color. Bright colors like red or yellow can be very stimulating to the brain, even with the eyes closed. Soft blues, gentle grays, or warm beige tones are much more restful. The room should also be as tidy as possible. A cluttered room presents too many visual distractions, giving the brain too many things to process and worry about when it should be winding down. Lighting is one of the most important things to get right. Bright overhead lights are harsh and alerting. They are like a loud command to be awake. Instead, use soft, warm lighting from a small lamp in the corner. A dimmer switch is a wonderful tool because it allows you to slowly decrease the light, mimicking a natural sunset. This gradual change helps the body's internal clock understand that nighttime is approaching. Some children also find comfort in a nightlight that projects soft, slowly moving stars or gentle colors onto the ceiling. This gives them a simple, calming visual to focus on as they fall asleep. The feel of the room is just as important as how it looks and sounds. This is where cozy textures come in. A weighted blanket can be incredibly helpful for many autistic children. The gentle, steady pressure feels like a firm, reassuring hug. It helps to calm the nervous system and makes the child feel secure and grounded in their bed. The bedding should be soft and comfortable. Some children are very sensitive to certain fabrics, so it is important to find sheets and pajamas that feel good against their skin. Avoiding itchy tags and tight seams can make a huge difference in their comfort. Finally, think about the smells in the room. Strong perfumes or air fresheners can be overwhelming. A clean, neutral smell is best. For some children, a very subtle, calming scent like lavender can be helpful. A single drop of lavender essential oil on a tissue placed near the bed can promote relaxation. The goal is to create a total sensory environment that is gentle and predictable. When the room always looks, feels, and smells the same calm way, it becomes a powerful signal to the child's brain that this is their safe place, their nest where they can finally let go and rest. Routines are, anchors for the autistic mind. The world can feel really chaotic and unpredictable, which causes a lot of anxiety. A predictable routine is like a map that shows what is happening now and what will happen next. This is especially important at bedtime. A consistent bedtime routine removes the fear of the unknown. The child knows exactly what to expect, step by step. This sense of control is, honestly, very calming. It helps them move from the high energy of the day to the low energy of sleep in a way that feels safe and manageable. There are no surprises. The bedtime routine should be a sequence of calm, quiet activities. It should be the same every single night, in the same order. For example, the routine might start with a warm bath. The warm water can be super soothing for the body. After the bath, they can change into their soft pajamas. Then, perhaps it's time for a quiet activity in their dimly lit room, like looking at a picture book or doing a simple puzzle. The key is that these activities are not exciting or stimulating. They're designed to signal to the brain that it is time to slow down. Using visual aids can make the routine even more effective. A simple chart with pictures or symbols for each step can be very helpful. The child can see the sequence: bath, pajamas, brush teeth, read book, music on, lights out. This visual schedule makes the routine concrete and easy to follow. It gives the child a sense of agency as they can see what they need to do next. This reduces the need for verbal instructions from parents, which can sometimes feel like pressure. The chart becomes a silent, helpful guide through the process of winding down. The final steps of the routine are the most important for transitioning to sleep. This is when you introduce the soothing music and the soft, gentle visuals. Turning on the calming music should be a specific step in the routine. It is the official start of quiet time. Then, after a short story, the main lights go off, and maybe a soft projector light comes on. This consistency creates a powerful association in the child's brain. Over time, just hearing the first few notes of the sleep music will trigger a relaxation response in their body. The routine becomes a strong, reliable pathway to sleep. When we choose visuals to help a child sleep, simple is always better. The brain of an autistic child is already working so hard to process the world. At bedtime, we need to give it a rest. Complex images with lots of action, characters, and stories are stimulating. They make the brain work, think, and ask questions. A video of their favorite cartoon characters, even if it seems quiet, can trigger all the memories and excitement associated with that show. This is the opposite of what we want. The goal is to quiet the mind, not to entertain it. Stock images and videos are often perfect for this purpose. Think of a long, slow-motion video of clouds drifting across the sky, or a simple animation of soft, colored circles slowly fading in and out. These visuals have no story. There are no characters to get attached to. There is no plot to follow. They are visually simple and repetitive. This predictability is very calming. The brain sees the gentle, repeating pattern and does not have to work to figure anything out. It can simply observe the motion without becoming engaged. The anonymous nature of stock visuals is also a benefit. A picture of a familiar person or place can bring up a lot of thoughts and emotions. A picture of a generic, beautiful beach that the child has never been to does not carry the same mental baggage. It is just a peaceful image. It allows the mind to relax without getting caught up in memories or associations. The visual is a simple, neutral tool for calm. It is like looking at a pretty screensaver. It is pleasant to see but does not demand any mental energy. These simple stock visuals pair perfectly with soothing music. Together, they create a complete sensory environment that is designed purely for relaxation. The slow, gentle movement on the screen matches the slow, gentle tempo of the music. This creates a state of harmony that is very conducive to sleep. The brain receives consistent, synchronized signals of calm from both the eyes and the ears. This immersive, gentle experience helps to block out the distracting thoughts and sensory information from the day, allowing the child's mind to finally become quiet and still. Not all music is created equal when it comes to sleep. The most important quality of good sleep music is that it is boring. This might sound a little strange, but music that is too interesting will keep the brain awake. We want to avoid music with complicated melodies, sudden changes in volume, or a strong driving beat. We also want to avoid songs with lyrics. Words require the brain to process language, which is an active mental task. The goal is to find sounds that can become a part of the quiet background, a gentle hum that is predictable and non-intrusive. Ambient music is an excellent choice. This type of music is designed to create a mood or atmosphere rather than being the focus of attention. It often consists of long, sustained notes, soft synthesizer pads, and no clear melody or rhythm. It is like a sonic texture. Another good option is minimalist piano music, with simple, slow, repeating patterns of notes. The key is repetition and a slow tempo, usually around 60 beats per minute, which is similar to a resting heart rate. This can help the body's own rhythms to slow down in preparation for sleep. Beyond music, other sounds can be very effective. Many autistic children find comfort in white noise, pink noise, or brown noise. White noise contains all sound frequencies at once, and it is great at masking other sounds like a door closing or a dog barking. It creates a consistent wall of sound. Pink noise is similar but with deeper, lower frequencies, which many people find more soothing, like the sound of a steady rainfall. Brown noise is even deeper, like the rumble of a distant waterfall. Experimenting with these different colors of noise can help you find the one that is most calming for your child. Nature sounds can also be a wonderful choice, as long as they are consistent. A recording of a gentle, steady rain or the sound of calm ocean waves can be very relaxing. However, you should be careful with nature tracks that have sudden, unexpected sounds, like a bird chirping loudly or a twig snapping. These sudden noises can be jarring and disrupt the calming effect. The best soundscapes are those that are smooth and constant. The goal is always the same: to provide the brain with a predictable, unchanging sound that it can trust, allowing it to let go of its vigilance and drift into sleep. Creating a peaceful bedtime starts long before the child gets into bed. Begin winding down the house about an hour before sleep time. This means dimming the main lights throughout the house, not just in the bedroom. Turn off the television and put away stimulating electronic devices like tablets and phones. The bright blue light from these screens can trick the brain into thinking it is still daytime, making it much harder to produce the hormones needed for sleep. Replace that screen time with a quiet activity, like reading a book together or listening to calm music in the living room. When it is time to go to the bedroom, make the transition calm and positive. Do not rush. Walk slowly and speak in a soft, quiet voice. Follow your visual schedule step by step. Let the child be a part of the process. For example, let them be the one to turn on the special sleep music or the star projector. This gives them a sense of control and ownership over their routine. Make sure the room is prepared ahead of time, so it is already a cool, dark, and quiet space when you enter. Be patient and consistent. The first few nights of a new routine might be difficult. The brain needs time to learn and adapt. It is very important to stick with the routine every single night, even on weekends. This consistency is what builds the strong association between these specific activities and the feeling of sleepiness. If the child gets out of bed, gently and silently guide them back. Try not to engage in a lot of conversation. Keep the environment as boring and unrewarding as possible. The message should be clear. Nighttime is for sleeping. Finally, pay attention to your own feelings. Children are very sensitive to the emotions of their parents. If you are feeling stressed or anxious about bedtime, your child will sense it, and it will make them anxious too. Try to approach bedtime with a calm and confident attitude. Think of yourself as a gentle guide, helping your child on their journey to rest. Remember that you are providing them with the tools they need to feel safe and secure. Your calm presence is one of the most powerful tools of all in creating a peaceful and loving atmosphere for sleep. I know that bedtime can be one of the hardest parts of the day for families with an autistic child. It can feel exhausting and frustrating when your child struggles to find rest. But I want to offer you real, practical hope. It is important to remember that you are not trying to fix your child. You are trying to understand and support their unique sensory needs. By making small, thoughtful changes to their environment and routine, you can make a very big difference. You are building a world that fits them, instead of trying to force them to fit into a world not designed for them. Think of each small step as planting a seed. When you choose a soft, weighted blanket, you are planting a seed of security. When you play a gentle, repeating melody, you are planting a seed of calm. When you create a predictable visual schedule, you are planting a seed of trust. These seeds might not sprout overnight. It takes time and consistency for them to grow. But with patience and love, they will grow into a strong, healthy tree of restful sleep. Every night that you stick to the routine, you are watering those seeds. The beautiful thing about these strategies is that they empower both you and your child. They give you concrete, practical things you can do to help, and they give your child the sensory support they need to regulate their own bodies and minds. Sleep is not a battle to be won. It is a state of peace to be entered. By creating an atmosphere of peace with gentle music, soft lights, and cozy textures, you are showing your child the pathway to that state. You are being their trusted guide on that path. So, do not lose heart. Every child is different, and it may take some experimenting to find the exact combination of music, visuals, and routines that works best for your family. But the principle remains the same. Create a cocoon of safety, predictability, and sensory calm. Restful sleep is possible. By understanding the world through your child's eyes and ears, and by gently shaping their nighttime world to meet their needs, you can help them find the deep, restorative sleep they need to grow, learn, and thrive. Small changes can lead to quiet nights and brighter days for everyone. And please don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful content.